Hey, what's going on guys, Migzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a mono blue tempo deck for standard best of 3. So there's two reasons I want to be taking a look at this today. The first one, is it decks are very popular? Is it Dragons One Worlds, and is it Epiphany combo did a ton of work in that tournament as well. So I expect best of 3 ladder especially to be filled with those archetypes, and tempo decks do really well against that field. As you guys saw, there was the Azorius tempo deck that did all right, not too hot in the World Championship, but that's the type of thing we're going for here. Instead of having blue-white, we're just on straight up blue. The other reason is because there's a ton of new cards in this deck, and I think they're all very powerful. So we'll get into the list quickly. Basically, we're just trying to play a bunch of cheap threats, have a bunch of like interesting interaction, whether that be counter spells or bounce spells, and kill our opponent before they can take over the game or kill us, right? So we're weaker against aggro, as mono blue tends to be, and a lot more powerful, a lot stronger, if you will, against combo and control. So we have Ascendant Spirit because we're a snow deck and it's a solid one drop that can scale. We have Consider because sometimes you just need to find a certain answer or another threat or a certain counter, and it also helps you flip your Delver by having more instants in the deck. It doesn't actually let you scry to the top, you basically have to bin something, but yeah, having more instants all in all helps flip Delver, which is one of your better threats. Having this on one, well, having this flip on turn 2 is really solid. Consider also has a bunch of synergy with cards like the Malevolent Hermit. You can bin it to essentially draw 2 cards. You got value out of the disturb side of this, and cards like Deluge where you can, bin them and then flash them back, so that's really cool. I like Consider. I'm not like completely sold on it, but it's solid. Delver, because it's a good blue 1-drop, we have like 15 instants or sorceries, so this thing flips relatively consistently. Jwaris as a counterspell and a land. You can go up to 4 Jwaris if you want, and then play 2 hulls. You can go 4 hulls, 2 Jwaris. Play with these numbers. I settled on 3/3 because you actually activate hull a lot, and only 3 and more Jwaris than normal. Normally I'd go 4/2, but yeah, 3 just because it helps flip Delver. We have Malevolent Hermit. This card's nuts. 2 mana, 2/1 with a Spell Pierce ability for 1 blue mana where you can sack it. It has Disturb for 3. This thing comes out and it reads non-creature spells you control can't be countered. And then obviously it has the Disturb text where if it would be put anywhere into the graveyard afterwards, you exile it. Really good card. It's a threat against any control deck, and it helps you against any, well, obviously anytime you need to counter spells, you have this thing, and anytime you want to protect your own counter spells, you also have this thing. It's really good. Negate, just a cheeky one of. Spectral Adversary is really cool as well. You can flash it in on turn 2 as a 2/1 flash flyer, which is solid, or you can flash it in on turn 4 and phase one thing and make it a 3/2 flash flyer. The phasing comes in handy for 2 reasons. 1, you can protect your own creatures. 2, you can, in a race, phase out your opponent's creatures, and then they won't be able to attack you that turn, so it can help swing races. I like this card. I'm considering playing more. We have the Suspicious Stowaway, where if this card can get rolling, it really pops off. It can't be blocked, and whenever it deals combat damage, you loot. It also has Daybound, so the day-night mechanic, and on the night side, it reads can't be blocked, and whenever it deals combat damage, you draw a card. So this is like essentially your way of generating very consistent card advantage. It's Curious Obsession on a creature as long as it's nighttime, and it's all in one card. So while it's more expensive and harder to actually enable, it's only on 1 card, so it's pretty solid. I've been liking this. Really good against tempo and control, as the deck tends to be, combo and control. Not so good against aggro because it wants to be attacking and it doesn't have that good stats. Dragon Turtle has impressed the hell out of me, especially today. Really solid against all matchups. You'd think it's worse against tempo and control. I keep saying tempo because we're playing a freaking tempo deck. Against combo and control, it's honestly not perfect, but it's solid. You want to play Drago a lot of the time, and if they're not playing into your counter spells, playing a 3 mana 3/5 flash fly is really good. Also, a lot of the removal is red based, and 5 toughness survives a lot of burn spells. Everyone's trying to hit that magic number 4 for Goldspan Dragon. This thing survives that. Just keep that in mind. Then we have 1 Dissipate, 1 Saw It Coming, because people don't know your list. They don't know how many counter spells you're running. Sometimes you want the flexibility of the Foretell, sometimes you just want to get stuff exiled. Deluge to catch up on cards, again, and it combos with Consider and some Epiphanies to help close out the game. You can drop off some Epiphanies, you can go to the 4 if you want, it really is up to you. Mana base, we're running Snowlands for obviously Faceless Haven, and I mean, we also get to play the Ascendant Spirit as well. Sideboard for Fading Hope goes in against like aggro. It's such a good card, really, really solid, helps you win races, really good against Tempo Mirrors, as you'll see in the video. Disdainful Stroke, Dragon's combo, negate anything where you might need it. Test of Talents, mostly for combo and control. Again, we have our like counterspell package here that you can side it. It's solid. Tempted by the Auric for aggro. It's good against mono green, okay against mono white. We don't have that many great sideboard options, which is the main disadvantage of being in blue, but this card does the job. 2 Immoriths, because it's a big blocker, you're siding it in against aggro, where you also are happier to have your Epiphanies. So in those sort of matchups, I like to go 2 Immorith for Epiphany and then try to kill them with Epiphany and Immorith over the top instead of trying to tempo them out completely via counter spells. Your main sort of tempo in that matchup is bounce spells, and then you're taking extra turns. So that's your win con there. Anyways, guys, sorry for the week without content. I mentioned in my last video, it's like midterms and stuff. I'm writing a lot of papers, and Magic, again, has been on the back burner for me. But if you like the deck and you find it interesting, it will be in the description down below as always. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, on the play, let's go. Nice little hand. We got some tempo-y creatures. We got some counter magic. Hermit acting as a threat as well as a counter spell. Really, really sweet. Adversary is so sick. We can start out with Hull untapped. It's a shame we don't have any 1-drops, but it should be fine. Get the Hermit down. My boy right here. So for those of you that don't know, when it ETBs, you can pay 1 in a blue any number of times. And when you pay that cost 1 or more times, you put that many counters on it, and then that many other creatures, artifacts, enchantments, etc. phase out. So really sweet little card. We just pass here. Hold open a bunch of counter magic, and if they don't play into our counters at all, we have Dragon Turtle. Dragon Turtle will enter the field. Land seems really good here, just to keep applying pressure. Dragon Turtle is also good against Goldspan Dragons, but I think it's worth getting them down as just slow threats. Anything? Tapped. Yep, unfortunate. Okay, Juarez is a land, so it's not terrible. But we are just going to be playing it out as a tap land and passing the turn. Okay, so the way this comes out, I can tap this for mana here. Ooh, do I want to foretell? Foretelling can be huge. That's the thing, right? I have access to 4 mana as opposed to 3, but I might just be playing my other turtle. It's a tough call. It's a tough call. If I play this, I don't get to play my turtle. I think I like holding my options for the turtle open. If this was an untapped land, we'd be laughing. We're really happy to do that. Also, Hull isn't being activated for a little bit, so I'm not in that much of a rush. Alright, they're not doing anything. We're going to play more threats. And then hopefully we can tempo them out with 3 potential counter spells. Get in there. Deluge. Am I going to use my Hermit here? There's no way, right? I could just negate. Oh, I could just negate. I could also just pop the Hermit. We lose it on 2 damage. How relevant is this? I can also Juaris, but then I don't have access to a counter for a potential Goldspan Dragon, which is why we're holding this. So now we have to ask ourselves which counter. I don't think it is Juaris. I am not opposed to negate, though. Although, I do think it might just be Hermit. I like having the 3 mana available. They do take a bit less damage, which might end up being relevant, but I think this is fine. We can pass, flash in the adversary. It's not crazy, but it's a play, okay? Iteration's fine. Them drawing cards is not our concern. It's also going to be difficult for them to interact with Dragon Turtles. They have a lot of toughness. Three-two Flash Flyer. They send it right back to the hand. Honestly, that's completely fine. It slows down their clock, but we're not very threatened. Take 6. And we just pass here, right? Yep, I see no reason to play the Hermit. We're holding open double threat or double counterspell. Looking really, really nice. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, so they can't even use, or they can use the Hall, it'll just be tapped. Play out the turtle, we can play out the adversary. They need like a ton of removal. We can also just hold up negate to counter any potential threat. This is a really good matchup for us. And it's such a good matchup, they want absolutely nothing to do with it. They just completely scoop it up. That's so fucking funny. Okay, on the play. Let's go. Not a bad hand. We have the Stowaway into flipping it into Knight. Into all types of 3 mana spells. Get the Stowaway down. Let's see what the opponent wants to do. Blue-white Stowaway of their own. That's really funny. Alright. And I think I just loot away a land. I could also just loot away a Hermit, but I think land is a little unnecessary. We can pass here and then play Dragon Turtle to tap down the Wolf. If they want to counter it, that's fine. Yep. Wolf gets tapped down. And they have to contend with our own Wolf. That will now start drawing cards unless they can manage a double spell. Okay. Draw a card. I don't think I have any use for more mana. So I think we just play Hall, say go. Dragon Turtle this Wolf now. To the same effect. See if they want to do or can do anything about it. And then we have Hermit as well as Dissipate. Okay, counterspell, or sorry, Spellbinder comes down. So this is a blue-white tempo deck, or just mono-blue tempo. Yep, they take my counterspell. Fair enough. Okay, that's really funny. I'm going to play out the Hermit. It has a good attack, plus we can get down the Dragon as well. We can keeping them, or sorry, we can keeping them off this Wolf via Dragon Turtles, which is really, really funny. Tap that down. That way my Wolves are the only ones drawing cards. Dragon Turtle, absolute beast of a card. Okay, Limvala comes down. Okay. Field of Ruin is in fact tapped. So I can activate Faceless Haven here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So they're going to have to block something. They'll probably just trade it for their Spellbinder, though. Is that fine? Am I better off just digging with the wolf? I'm not sure. It's a tough call. Alright, I'm gonna activate the land. If they want to trade off for Spellbinder or Limvala, it should be fine. If we attack here, they eat, go down to 4. I think we still just hold the Hermit back. Okay, Adversary without phasing. Not that good. They double block, fair. We can eat Limvala. Okay. Not a terrible spot. Am I playing Hermit? Honestly, I probably just am. This is the spot where having 1 more mana would be really nice to potentially Spell Pierce them. But it's okay. How many turtles was that? 3 turtles gone. I wonder if the opponent's running Dragon Turtle. I don't think so, based on a blue-white mana base that also sports Field of Ruin. That seems kind of hard to, you know, balance with double blue on turn 3. They have double white on turn 3 though, and they're going to use it to take up my wolf. We have all good attacks. We still have all good attacks. They can tax my Hermit, that's kind of whatever. They're at 7, we're at 18, they have to make some blocks. Plus 5 toughness is strong, like that's a big booty. They double block there, which is fine. Yep, trade for Apparition. Sure. We get more creatures. Cool. So this is 5. I'm probably just playing the Flyer, right? Flyer seems better because they're at 2. Even if we're not holding open Dissipate. And that's game. Nice. Okay, Tempo Mirror. Let's take a quick look at what they're running. Not that many instants or sorceries, like, actually. They probably do have, like, concerted defense and stuff like that. We just have a lot of, you know, cheap interaction. Or, like, cheap counterspells in the form of, like, the Malevolent Hermits and stuff. I think Fading Hope's good here. Depending how many sideboard cards they have, this can be good. I don't think this is great in the matchup, though. Disdainful Stroke is a definitely not. Immorth is probably good. It just comes down as a big blocker. I don't think we want 3-mana counterspells at all. I don't think we really need Negate. On the draw, Stowaway is a lot worse. I think we can cut a Stowaway and a Hermit. How good is Epiphany? I mean, they're probably on some sort of concerted defense plan. So I think I can go down to 1 Epiphany. Maybe we just go 2 because we're not sure about it. And the second we see it, we go even lower. Okay. Let's go with this. So it's like Azorius Party. Their only counterspell probably is Concerted Defense, as well as the Malevolent Hermit. I don't even think we saw a Hermit that game. Okay. Pretty good hand. Epiphany is expensive, to say the least. It's going to take us a while to get there. And being on the draw is a lot worse than being on the play. But hopefully this hand can get us there. Consider will help. They have no blue, which is sweet. Okay, Intrepid Adversary. Alright, let's consider put that card in the graveyard. I will decline to do so as I want more lands. Even though they can blow it up with Field of Ruin, it's fine. Am I playing Stowaway? I feel like I'm happy to just ambush here. I'm also happy to just play out the Hermit and offer a trade. If I'm going to tap out, I'd rather tap out on turn 2 than later. Okay. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Do I just pass? I kind of want to get the Stowaway down so we can loot for more lands. Alright, I'm going to get the Stowaway down. If they can interact with it, so be it. Fading Hope seems probably good. Okay, they take the Stowaway with the Cathar. So that's fine. They get in there. I can send you back. Right? Land is good. Land is definitely good. Make a 2/2 trade for this adversary. Okay. So I don't love my spot. I don't hate my spot. We're doing okay. I definitely don't want this to go to Knight, so let's just play out a Hermit. And probably foretell Aldrin's Epiphany. It's either this or Adversary. You know what? I'm going to hold for Adversary. I'm expecting Skyclave Apparition to come down on the Hermit. Or Spellbinder. That's fine. I was going to say, if Skyclave Apparition comes down on the Hermit, then they're probably going to attack with a Cathar, and we can trade with the Adversary, get this back, keep looting for more lands. Yeah, they take Imrith. I can't really blame them. Imrith is very strong. Sure. Interesting spot. Let's just pass. Nighttime. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that wasn't the play. I can Adversary. It's a 3/2. It's not great though. Like, it's fine. It's not great. So we're going to do this. Phase the Hermit so that it can't be taken with the Apparition. And we're going to block here. And now if they want to play Apparition, it doesn't do anything. Okay, Stowaway's good. Limvala's good. Okay. Well, we're in trouble. There's 2 cards under this Cathar. Actually, is that even correct? That's really funny. We can go like here. It really doesn't matter though. Foretell Epiphany. Okay, so my best bet is probably land here. Animating Faceless Haven doesn't even matter. We can't block this. Can't block this. Or we can technically block this to live, but, you know, we're not winning if we do that. I think they have to play this out. Just to threaten the board more. They know both of my cards, yeah. Adversary. So ideally we'd have hit land. Cast Epiphany. If they counter Epiphany, it's just game, like, straight up. Okay. Hermit Boy. The 4 copies of Faceless Haven coming to bite me in the ass. I think we just lose this game. None of our plays are very good. These creatures are very strong. The 3-mana creatures that interact with our board. Very, very strong. Okay, on the play, I'm good for this. Probably get to drop off a Hermit. I don't think we saw any instant or sorceries that entire game. This is probably just fine. Like, this is as good as it's gonna get. We're only really, really solid against control decks, and that's okay. That's kind of the whole point of showcasing this deck. Or not necessarily control decks, but like, is it stuff? Oh man, I really hope we win this game so I can get going to bed. I'm freaking exhausted. Let's go, Bolus. You got me. And now they side in all their counter magic. Can you imagine? You know, maybe we should be running like a Field of Ruin or two. That's possible. You can play with that if your ears just perked up at the thought. Okay. A bunch of lands. Delver on 1. Which, I mean... Oh, it's so tough. I really, really want to get this down. But maybe we just use this as a refill. So we just play this tapped. And then get Delver down later. But Delver down early is so strong. I'm going to get Delver down. And then, if nothing else, we have Fading Hope on turn 2. And if we draw land that isn't Jwari's, we're absolutely laughing. And if we can flip this, we're even happier. That's what I'm talking about. 3-2 flyer. That's just the type of pressure we need in this match. We can also scry now for more land if we want it. Uh-huh. Hit me. That's fine. I'm not even going to send this back. Completely fine. We're going to play the Stowaway. And now we're going to see if they can interact with it. It's very possible. You know, they have all those really solid 3-drops. But then they have to decide between card advantage and threat. They pick threat. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Get in there. Loot. Probably don't need Epiphany. Dragon Turtle was a card we were really, really missing last match. I don't want to bounce Skyclave Apparition. We only get a 1/1. And on top of only getting a 1/1, we don't even get to block this. Do I just take 4 here? Maybe I do. Maybe that's fine, and we just play Adversary. As a flash threat, hold open Fading Hope. Should be fine. Get in there. Okay. Are they going to kick it? They are to phase out my wolf. That's fine, I think. Yeah. We have land, we have double Fading Hope. It's almost a race. Okay, Adelin. Sure. I'm pretty happy just sending this back. Nice little value play. Don't need that land. I'm also pretty happy just tapping this down. And I'm not sending this back. We're taking 4. We want to send back future Adelins. This is still phased out, which is tough. I can hold back the adversary. I don't know. I think we gotta try to kill them. Oh, what? This is just a glitch. It's not actually phased. I've noticed this. There's like a really, really weird glitch where this does happen. It'll show you that your creature is phased, but it's not. I'm not sure which other videos I have with it, but I know this is a glitch that occurs. It really throws me off because, you know, I have faith in the arena client, you know, somewhat naively. We're going to send this back again. Consider probably doesn't do it. A little bit slow at this point. That's fine. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If they flash in something, block, block, we're not dead because we have Ascendant Spirit. Plus, we're drawing 2 cards. They just chump. They go to 1. Okay. We get some draws, so hopefully that helps. Just shore things up. Good draw. That's for sure. Okay. Fading Hope absolutely putting in a disgusting amount of work in this matchup, and we get it done. Closing out the game against Azorius Tempo. Nice. I wonder if the opponent's running Fading Hopes. They really, really should be. Okay, on the draw, the opponent mulligans. Not a bad hand. We have 1, 2, 3. Or if we want 1, 2, 3. So that's always cool. Against black. Okay, so not the matchup we're looking for, but it should be fine. We're really just looking for the is it tempo lists and any type of control shell to take advantage of. But straight up zombies. Alright. Okay, it's Golgari. No blocks. Let's see if we can flip our boy. Decline to reveal that. Delver will just be a sad 1/1 in the meantime. And we get Hermit down? Probably, right? Do I attack into this? Nah, this thing can flip. We have a ton of instants and sorceries. No attacks. Let's keep going. Okay, so Golgari zombies. At least it looks like it. Taking out my Hermit. Beefing up the champion. Actually, sorry, not beefing up the champion. Now beefing up the champion. We can take 3. That's unfortunate. I would have really liked to flip the Delver there. But it's fine. It's all fine. We can play out Haven. And we can pass with Dragon Turtle in our hand. Turtle will tap this down. Nice and clean combat. I'll just send it in now. They might have played around 3-mana counterspell, but I think this is fine. Plus, I mean, we still don't know what's in their deck. We don't know what we're going to have to play around. Binding, okay. Well, I mean, binding would have happened anyways. So can we get a flip on this now? Oh my god. I think it's literally just been land, which is kind of sad. So what's the play? I mean, we can get down the Benevolent Geist. Doesn't do all that much for us. We can start pumping mana into this. Can make it a 2-3. And then a 4-4 if we want. Is that a good use of mana? I mean, I can also just double spell here. That's probably the best thing to do. And I mean, keep track of all the turns Delver literally did nothing. Instead of getting in for 3 each time. This turn coming up, if we draw yet another land, while that would be unfortunate, we could still grow this and foretell Epiphany. Do I take that damage? I think so. It's fine. It's fine. We're doing fine. Oh my god, more land? I swear, I think I just drew land the entire game. So this can't even become a 4-4 just yet. So we're literally sending you in. I'm holding this back, hoping we can get a cheeky ambush block. Foretell Epiphany. You get to use it next turn. Right, they have Death Touch. Cool. So are we dead if we take all damage? 8, 10, 12? No, we're not. I think we take this. And try to draw what is not a land for the first time this game. Infernal Grasp in response. Okay. Well, you know what? That means that this ends up being tapped, which is a really good sign. Let's go. Thank you. About bloody time. Is it too late? I'm not sure. Get in for 5. I mean, we would be absolutely chilling if this had flipped earlier. Sadly, it did not flip earlier. Okay, so this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Let me just double count. 7, 5, 6, 7 plus 4 is 11. So technically they're dead to this. If they have removal spell, they stay alive. And it only takes some mana. I think we go for it. And they scoop. Alright, well, excuse my inability to count to 11 for like 2 seconds there. You guys really thought I was going to miss that. No, okay, we're fine, we're fine. So, like, weird Golgari zombies aggro. So what do we want? I mean, these Fading Hopes are, like, fine. They're not terrible. Do I even care for Tempted by the Auric? We know they have village rights and stuff like that. Can probably grab a Alrund's Epiphany and some Imriths just to go bigger than them. They seem pretty low curve. We can get rid of some Hermits. Doesn't seem all that great. Dropping off Negate also seems fine. These counterspells seem a little clunky. We can add in a bit more interaction. What am I gaining control of that really matters? Like, we can grab these are all like 1 toughness, 1 powered creatures, except for this. But at that point, we're probably winning anyways. There is some removal, so maybe we run like 1 negate. But we do have the Hermits. Weird sideboard thing. I've never played against this type of deck. All in all, this seems fine, like it should be fine. Maybe we drop off 1 Deluge. I'm not 100% sure, though. Don't want Disdainful Stroke. I mean, Hermit doesn't seem terrible, right? It can just help us block and then act as a counterspell as well. So maybe we go 3 Hermits, get rid of 1 Deluge. Okay, I kind of like that. Because they're not exactly very controlling, at least they haven't seemed to be. They have some removal, but nothing that crazy. Okay, 1 lander on the draw with Consider. We're going to need to hit a lot of lands to make this work. We have a turn 1 Delver if we want it. Into a bunch of turn 2 plays. I think we mull this. 1 landers are sketchy. Okay. And apparently they just don't want to play anymore. Maybe they had no lands either time. But yeah, we managed to take out weird Golgari zombies aggro, which is not our best matchup. But you know what? It's okay.